Hey guys, this is the video that's going to help you with your identifying source information activity. I am actually going to go through and look at 3 different types of sources and show you where to find specific information on those 3 different types of sources. Just to comment on this activity a little bit, you have certain links you have to click on, and you have to tell me the title of the article, the publication, which is very different from the publisher. The publication is for example, scholarly journal that contains the scholarly journal article, or a publication could be, if it's a website, it could be the website name, which contains the article on that website, which would be the title. Okay, so publication is kind of like the container, the larger thing that the article is located within. Next, you're going to include the date of publication, the volume number, the issue number, and the page range. So I'm going to show you how to find all of those things. Okay, so I have different articles here, so we're just going to open these up. This one, you'll notice, does not have the full article anywhere around this page that it led me to. It has the DOI number. It looks like the authors and the title, so we have that information. What we want to do is actually find the full article, and preferably the PDF of that full article as it appeared in the original journal. So I'm going to click Read Online because I'm assuming that will lead me to the full text. And it does. It totally does. Okay. But we still want to find a PDF of this article because obviously there are no page numbers here, and page numbers is one of the things you have to fill out. So what you want to just look around the page and try to find the PDF. So notice it says download article here. So that's what we want. Okay, so we can tell that this is how it appeared in the original because it has all this specific formatting stuff, like the footer and all that, and it's not just a PDF of how it appears on the website. So this is the original as it appeared in the journal, which is what we wanted. So we can actually get all the information we need here from this PDF, and that's what I recommend that you do, because all this information isn't computer generated or retyped by someone else, so it's less likely to have typos in it. So I suggest getting your information from the PDF. Okay, so we have obviously the title of the article here. Keep in mind that APA uses sentence case, and we are working in the APA modules now, so let's change that. So Alzheimer's disease would actually be in title case still because it is a proper noun, and so is dementia, I guess. So we'll keep that. So it should be capitalized like this. Okay, now we want to look at the publication. This is the publication name. The reason I know that is because I've just looked at a lot of articles, so I just know right off the bat. You can see it here, which is where we downloaded the PDF. Obviously, that's the big journal here. You can see it here as well, so you can kind of tell what it is. And we keep this in title case because, again, it's a proper noun. And publication names are also always italicized, so that's actually in citations, or if you're actually typing the name of the publication in the body of your paper. Okay, going back to the PDF, it says published 21 August 2020. So in APA, dates are written year, comma, month, day. So that's how you should write it in this. We have the volume 12, so it'll just be kind of somewhere on this page, volume 12, and then we have article 34, so we're going to call that the issue number. And then the page range is 1 through 6. Okay, moving on to our next source. Okay, so we know that this is the title here, Trust, Transparency, and Security in the Sharing Economy. What is the government's role? Make sure you include the subtitle as well, which is what is the government's role? The subtitle comes after the colon. We're going to have to change this capitalization as well. So remember, it's capitalized just the exact same way you would capitalize a sentence. And the letter following a colon is always capitalized. Okay, so we can see most of the information that we need just right here. I can go ahead and tell you what everything is. This is the publication. We don't need the city. That's the city that it's published in. We don't need that. This is the volume number and the issue number. This is the publication date. These are the authors. This is the page range. You can also find that information in abstract and details. It lists everything you need to know. You can click full text PDF to find the full PDF of this. You can download it here. Sometimes that doesn't pull up for everyone, and so another option is to download it here. I wanted to also mention that there's a cite button, and so as long as you make sure that it is the correct edition of the correct citation style, you can use this citation. This is not, it has not been updated, and we are currently using the 7th edition of APA. So you can't actually use this here. But maybe you could look at this to see what they put where if you're having a hard time figuring out what something is on your article, like the publication name or the issue number or something like that. So what I did is I tried to get 3 common types of sources because the information is located in various places on those different types of sources. So this one's from Gale in Context database, and the majority of the information that you'll need is located here at the top as well. As you can see, we don't have a page range, so I'm going to download the PDF. Okay, it definitely downloaded the original PDF, and we can see here that the first page number is 5033. So that is the page number that you should use as the starting page in the page range for your citations. And it's much easier to view everything on this PDF, in my opinion. Volume number, if you see anything like this, if you see issue number or article, it's going to be what we call the issue number. And then we have the publication date. Some people find it acceptable to only include the year for scholarly journal articles, but if you have more information than just the year, you can include that. It's not going to be wrong. So you can do 2020, October. And then we can clearly tell that this is the journal, and then that these are the authors. Never include any author credentials or anything like that. You'll notice these listed down here. Don't include their titles, their degrees, anything like that, okay? I'm not requiring that you include the author's names in this activity specifically, but you will obviously when you're completing your citations. One other thing to mention as you are completing the citations for your sources for the annotated bibliography in the future is a lot of times when you click the article and then just copy and paste this URL, that URL changes. And so I'm not going to be able to actually access the article from that URL. So what you want to do is click permanent link, and that will give you a permanent link to the article. Gale also has the Get Link button, which is also a permanent link, but not every site will have that. This one doesn't have it. So just make sure you're getting the actual permanent link and using that as the URL, okay? The only time you actually include the URL in your citations is if your source does not have a DOI number. So let's look and see if this one does. It'll typically be listed over here as DOI, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I'm going to pull up that PDF again, and once again, I'm not seeing a DOI number. So this is when you would use the URL instead of the DOI. As opposed to this one, you would actually include the DOI number because here it is. And this is like the DOI URL, and that's totally appropriate. So you can begin with HTTP and just include the full DOI number. Okay, guys, I think that's it. If you have any questions about this activity or citations in general, please let me know.